What is it, guys? It's been a while since we have updated the tier list once again. So for the end of July tier list with the Cream Ferret cookie update, we're going to be updating the PvP tier list first, and then we'll go into the PvE as well. There has been some changes inside of the arena right now with the buff of Wildberry, so let's get into it. If you didn't check out that video, it will be in the description, so check it out if you guys haven't done so already. So let's get into it real quick, guys. Starting with the D tier again, same as always, from Tails all the way up to Tiger Lily. Nothing really has changed here. We'll have to see if any of them gets a magic candy or anything like that, but yeah, these guys are just gonna be something that you just stay away from. C tier, same thing here, Candy Diver all the way to Cherry Blossom, and then the B tier is the same as well with Butter Roll all the way up to Red Velvet. I mean, there was a leak of Red Velvet magic candy, but nothing has come out so far, so we'll see if that is going to be something that's going to happen in the future, because with Dark Choco, you know, that made a pretty big difference, as one of the OG cookies actually receiving a magic candy brought him all the way up to a pretty good rank. All right, and then from A tier, it's going to be Milky Way all the way up to the Frill Jellyfish. So Milky Way, however, did receive a buff. It's more towards, in my opinion, like not really, I would say towards the PvP. Not as impactful as how it was with someone like Wildberry. Wildberry received a huge buff, but the damage output against the shield and stuff like that did significantly increase. However, it's not something that's significant enough to actually push somebody like Stormbringer or another tank out of the meta like Financier. But Wildberry, the damage output is just insane, especially with the magic candy, getting that extra, you know, crit resist and things like that. So yeah, a bit different than someone like Wildberry. So Milky Way is going to still stay in that A tier for me. If you guys have anything that you guys have like found with Milky Way, let me know in the comments as well. And then the S tier is going to be from Moonlight all the way up to BTS. Right now, the one that we're looking out for is going to be Moonlight. There's a potential Crystal Jam coming out from Moonlight. Moonlight was an insane cookie when she was released in the beginning of that second anniversary. So we'll see if the Crystal Jam does make a significant difference, because Frost Queen, who received it, just jumped up like crazy from being like the worst legendary all the way up to being the best legendary. So we'll see how Moonlight turns out once she does get the magic candy, which seems like something that's going to definitely take place here. And then for the S tier, I did bring down Caramel Arrow because Caramel Arrow is just not being used as much, especially now with someone like Wildberry actually just being used like crazy. And then the rest of them has been kind of stable here in the S tier. So again, the one that we're looking out for is going to be Moonlight. Will she be meta or not? We'll find out. Alright, so now going into the meta, it has changed slightly in my opinion because of the release of Wildberry's buff. So let's get into it. First, of course, Dr. Cow, the Dragon Lord Dr. Cow. And then we have Mystic Flower. We have still Stormbringer, iffy in my opinion, but Stormbringer's still there. And then we have Wildberry, of course. And then we have Financier still. We have Stardust, absolutely amazing right now. And then we have White Lily, Frost Queen, Black Pearl, as well as Golden Cheese, Pure Vanilla, and then the last one is going to be Cream Ferret. Alright, so the ones that are, in my opinion, are kind of iffy in the arena right now are going to be Golden Cheese, as well as someone like Stormbringer, and then probably Black Pearl. So these three are kind of iffy, and then the rest have been relatively stable inside of the arena. And then we still have Golden Cheese and Black Pearl still being used here and there as well. The rally buff, and then Golden Cheese with the revives and things like that. And then the rest of them, of course, like all these guys right over here are just insane right now. Stardust to counter a lot of like just Dark Cow, as well as Wildberry just giving that star debuff. It's just kind of crazy still. Just one of a kind, right? And then we have Frost Queen as well as White Lily. These two are still just being one of the best DPSs inside of the game. And then Cream Ferret is a very, very offensive special cookie. And the fact that they made it so that it's not a safeguard allows you to use it with someone like Mystic Flower, and then also has the ability to dodge and all those crazy stuff that is going on. So we'll see how this one turns out, how long this is going to last for. But I just have to add, though, guys, that Cookie Run Kingdom right now is in a state, at least in the arena side, where it's really, really hard if you don't have either Mystic Flower or Dark Cow. Like, you need, in my opinion, you need both of these guys right now if you guys want to climb. And that's the big problem. And another thing that I don't really understand is that the banner itself, it lasts for like another like 2-3 weeks, you know, longer than the actual regular quest. So I don't know why they would have taken that direction, but I hope that something does change sooner or later, that it does balance things out a little bit more. Okay, I mean, Wildberry did come up, but still, like, these two are just absolutely amazing. I know it's a gacha game and such, but you know, it's a state where if you don't have these two, then there's just no way to climb. There really is no way to play the arena at all right now. So I'm hoping that it does change and something does happen for the players, especially who just came in. Like, you know, I just returned. I don't have Dark Cacao. I mean, Mystic Flowers gacha was just terrible. So there's that fact too. I mean, there is the gacha Fate, but that too, it's just the rates are horrendous in this game right now. So we'll see how that turns out, but yeah, that's going to be the meta tier. And then the SS tier is going to be HyRoolLegend with Crimson Coral and Elderberry now in SS tier for me. We have burnt cheese, dark choco, we still have fettuccine, hete, as well as Twizzly gummy, blueberry pie, creme brulee, peach blossom, parfait, snapdragon, as well as icicle yeti. So you can see that Elderberry did come down, especially with Wildberry being up there now, and then with financier, and you know, just Stormbringer. Elderberry is just not being used as much, so I think it deserves an SS tier with HyRoolLegend. And then the rest of the epics are still just there. These are pretty darn good epics. Dark Choco is still a pretty good epic with the magic candy, the buffs that you do get. Fettuccine is still a solid epic if you don't have any of the other tanks. Hete is a decent solid tank as well. And then the rest of them, you know, they are still being used, something like Stormbringer comp or the Electricity comp. And then we have Creme Brulee, who's still pretty darn good. It's just that Dark Cacao just kind of shreds you if you don't have Dark Cacao in the team as well. And then Peach Blossom, Parfait, Snapdragon, Yeti are just solid supports that you guys can also use as well. But again, guys, Arena right now is just really hard. It's really difficult to climb further than, I would say, Elite 3 up, Elite 2 up, because of the fact that if you just don't have Dark Cacao and the Mystic Flower, it's just unplayable. And also on top of that, if you want to climb even further, like having a 2-second start Mystic Flower or having a really strong Dark Cacao is another thing that you really need to have. And then Cream Ferret being a special cookie right now, yes, it is free to play in the fact that you can get Cream Ferret eventually. But now if you don't have Cream Ferret too, it's you know, there are comps that are really hard to beat as well. So there are those kind of things that need some changing, some balancing as well. I mean, slowly people are just gonna get burnt out, especially with the arena side of things. So hopefully it does change. Hopefully there's something that does get added or fixed or things like that. If you guys have anything that you guys think that can happen for the arena, then you guys can leave it down in the comments below. I would love to see it and read it as well. Of course, I'm not the devs, I'm not the director, I am not the game engineer, so I can't really have too much of an impact, but I can always share my thoughts as well as you know, kind of voice your opinions as well. So hopefully that helps out. But that's going to be the tier list for late July as well as moving into the early August. So hopefully if you guys found the video helpful, if you guys haven't checked out the review video for someone like Wildberry comp as well as Cream Ferret, then that's going to be on the screen in front of you guys. Thanks for watching, guys.